Hi, and welcome to Manly Nerd Videos. There's no accessory that says Manly Nerd more than a good Swiss automatic wristwatch. And the watch that I have here on my animated hand is one of my favourites, the Hamilton Ventura Automatic Steel. The Ventura Steel has quite a history. The Hamilton brand started in America in the 1890s, had a fine run making watches for the rail, the military and your average square-jawed communist-hating suit-wearing Yank. And then in the 1950s, they started going a little bit wacky. In the decade of the atom, chrome fins and electrical everything, Hamilton invented the Ventura. It packaged the world's first electric watch in a strikingly beautiful asymmetrical design. A shield with wings, buzzing with post-war nuclear punch. It had the promise of better living through technology, all with an underlying threat to raid anywhere east of Warsaw at a moment's notice. It was gorgeous and it was a hit, so much so that Elvis wore one in the movies, a fact that Hamilton still, sadly, makes a thing out of today. Of course, the Hamilton of then is not the Hamilton of now. Like a lot of other American firms, Hamilton found itself not very American. After a buyout from the Swiss firm Omega, the brand finally found itself being owned by that bastion of 1980s awesomeness, Swatch. Where does this leave the humble and honest Ventura? Well, like the Humvee after it, a symbol of American technological dominance has ended up a stranger in a strange land. And this has led to some strange, yet predictable alterations to the design. The premium version of the Ventura now has no electrical parts in it. And that's because, let's face it, only the worst type of scoundrel would buy a Swiss watch with a quartz movement. Instead, you'd get a hunk of beautiful steel that wraps around an ETA movement that's right there for all to see. It's a compact affair that sits small on the wrist and harkens back to a time where the value of a watch wasn't dictated by how obnoxiously large it could be. There's a lugless brown alligator strap that's at pains to tell you it's genuine leather, a branded butterfly clasp, an open caged caseback where you can see about as much as you could expect, and a face. A face that tells you the hour, the minute, the second, and not a hell of a lot else. And here's the thing, it doesn't need to. The case is so wonderfully batshit crazy, it can afford to be minimalist. It's the opposite of the way nearly every other Swiss watch is made, to be as complicated as possible on the inside and as boring as fuck on the outside. So if you've hit that point in life where you want to send 1,000 of your shinier dollars to somewhere extremely European, you should really take a close look at this weird and wonderful little beast. Thank you for watching. We hope this has made you a better person.